Minasan konnichiwa und willkommen. And today I'm going to be talking about the leftovers of my childhood memories. And keep in mind, some of these memories are not in any particular order. The cereals I remember eating a lot when I was a kid were King Vitamin cereal, Berry Berry Kicks, with the classic tagline, kid tested, mother approved, Captain Crunch and its million different varieties, Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, Trix, Honey Nut Cheerios, Waffle Crisp, French Toast Crunch, my personal favorite, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, my least favorite, even the multi-meal stuff. And there were several pastas I've eaten as a kid, which were based off popular licenses at the time, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Where's Waldo, also known as Where's Wally overseas, Life with Louie. I actually remember eating some of those pastas. They even had Schnookums and Meat pasta for a while, around 97, 98. With Jason Marsden as Schnookums and Frank Welker as Meat, who were a cat and a dog, respectively. And speaking of cats and dogs, anybody remember Cat Dog? With Tom Kenny as the voice of Dog and Cliff, one of the greaser dogs. And Jim Cummings was the voice of Cat. And Carlos Alazraqui was the one who voiced Winslow and Lube. Don't believe me? Just watch the show and see for yourself. There was another cat and dog show that was on Nickelodeon around that time, and that was Ren and Stimpy. Well, I know Billy West voiced Ren in the later seasons, but I prefer his original voice actor, who sounds an awful lot like Peter Lorre. I'm not kidding. Ren in the earlier episodes sounded almost exactly like Peter Lorre. Oh, and I'm sure most people might remember Camp Candy. That classic John Candy animated cartoon where he was a camp counselor, which was produced by Deke and distributed by Saban. Yep, Saban. Oh, and let's not forget about Toonami, back when they had a lot of action-oriented cartoons, like Dragon Ball Z and Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon, which were created by Akira Toriyama and Naoko Takeuchi, respectively. Well, I've only seen the latter around that time period. And I've also watched Thundercats from Rankin Bass, the same studio that made Silverhawks, better known to the Mexicans as Halcones Galacticos. Yep, Halcones Galacticos, which translates roughly as Galactic Hawks. And I'm sure most people might remember Bug Juice on the Disney Channel, long before it became Teenager Central. With all the dumb teenage shows that are on TV these days, well, it's true. Around 94 and 97, I was actually eating those little cartons of ice cream and sprinkled animal cookies while watching Sebastian Starbear. And that's a well-known fact about my life between 1994 and 1997. And well, that was pretty much a long, long time ago. But it's true. Around 2001, I started watching 2 PBS shows. You know, Clifford the Big Red Dog and Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales in particular is the one that I'm more familiar with, where the main cast of characters consisted of Emmy, Max, Cassie, Ord, Zack, Wheezy, and Quetzal, and then eventually Enrique. I prefer the earlier seasons, because it didn't have Enrique in sight. And I'm sure a lot of people might remember Disney's One Saturday Morning on ABC, where they showed such Disney programs like Doug, Pepper Ann, and Recess. And of course, it also had reruns of The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the Bugs Bunny and Tweety Show. I'm more on the Bugs Bunny side of things than Wile E. Coyote. You know, from Warner Brothers? What? I just love classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Mostly Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote. Around 1996, I was actually watching an episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, while eating some lasagna. But before that, I was watching some episodes of Guiding Light while eating chicken nuggets. Yep, I was actually watching Guiding Light while eating chicken nuggets. This should be it for part 1 of The Leftovers. Stay tuned for part 2, where I talk about more of the material I didn't cover in the 4-part miniseries. Stay tuned, mi amigos, and I'll be right back after these messages.